What's up? It's Andy Grammer with Jag.
Hi, this is Carly Rae Jepsen, and you're listening to Jag.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Jonas hanging with Jag.
This is Heather Knox with the hottest Jag I've ever seen.
Ryan Seacrest with Jag.
It's B.O.B. checking in with my homie Jag. So much swag with my homie Jag.
It's the Jag Show Podcast.
Welcome in, I am John Jagay. No matter what business you're in, it is crucial to superserve your clients. I'm told there are two ways to build a business. There's the Amazon model, which is just doing everything by scale. And then there's the Ben & Jerry's model, which is to do one thing really, really well and then build on it. I'm a Ben & Jerry's guy, and that has nothing to do with fish food or the fact that I lived in Vermont for 7 years. Something I pride myself on is above and beyond customer service. This relationship building has allowed me to build my business organically without paid marketing and paid ads. Now, I was reminded of this twice in the last few weeks. First, I had a nonprofit client who's been with me since the beginning. She never had a lot of money to spend on podcasting, but I helped her out wherever I could because we had a good relationship. Well, she got a grant for 2021, and now she's going to pay me above my normal rate to produce a series of podcasts for her. So it turns out the time I invested in her was time, and thus money, well spent. And this week, one of my longtime clients told me she was going to give me a raise. Now, I'd been thinking about raising my rates a little bit with her. We'd been in the same spot for a while, but she was the one who started the conversation because she felt my work was worthy of additional compensation. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some people might say that if she's offering me more money, I'm not charging her enough. Well, that's possible. But here's what I say. What's going to make her more likely to recommend me to a colleague? Me asking her for more money, or her telling me I deserve more money? What's going to leave her feeling better? So that is my tip of the week. Super serve your customers and clients no matter what industry you're in. Okay, on to this week's podcasting news. Apple is now allowing you to embed a podcast onto your website. Finally catching up to something Spotify did a while ago. You want to know how? There's an Apple Media Services Tools webpage linked in the show notes. And it is nice to see that Apple's doing something as Spotify kind of keeps closing the gap between them. According to Buzzsprout, and as reported in Pod News, Apple now accounts for less than half of Buzzsprout's total downloads. That's a significant threshold to cross. It's still far and away number one at 47% of their total, but Spotify is getting closer. They're in second place at 24%. That lead is narrowing. Google Podcasts still lagging way far behind in third place at 2.4%, then everybody else below that. You can see the graph for yourself from the link in the show notes. Nielsen, the ratings people, they say podcasting will be a $1 billion industry in 2021, and with 20% annual growth, total audience is on pace to double by 2023. There's a podcasting event tomorrow, Audio Recess from PRX and the Google Podcast Creators Program. It is a day-long Saturday seminar. You can check that link in the show notes. Two new podcasts that I will not be checking out. That's Messed Up, which breaks down episodes of Law & Order SVU, and Hunting Ghislaine, about Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. For me, 2020's been depressing enough. Hard pass on both of those. And finally, the X-Radio guy in me would be remiss if I didn't pour one out for 89X, the Windsor, Ontario-based rock station that served Detroit for 30 years. Their owners, Bell Media, now shockingly owned by iHeartMedia, flipped the station to country yesterday. They now have 3 country stations in Motown/Detroit Rock City. In response, Entercom Radio flipped the frequency I used to be on, 98.7 FM, from soft rock to alternative to fill the hole left by 89X. So all these musical chairs happening, what does all this mean? Well, as I've stated before, music radio has spent the last 2 decades squeezing out most of its personality. So today, if you don't have a spoken word format that is news, talk, or sports, or at least a really big morning show on a music station, you really don't have a chance. That is part of the reason I transitioned from radio to podcasting. If you need help with your podcast, editing, creating, or anything along the way, I'm happy to help. You can contact me from the links that follow or in the show notes. As always, stay healthy and stay safe. Happy Thanksgiving. Later.
Thanks for listening to the Jag Show Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe in Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts. For help with your podcast, find Jag on social media at Jag in Detroit or on the web at jagindetroit.com.